So why this apocalypse? How does the apocalypse involving us trump, let's say, the zombie apocalypse or the return of the dinosaurs or depleting the planet of its resources? Well, one thing's for sure, it is my duty to create an optimal prime timeline. And the prize is what? Being the only person in the timeline who knows there was other timelines? Right. I've got cancer to cure and a corporation to run. Listen, Cordelia, I know you think those are prime factors in causing the apocalypse, but I really can't let my brother die. Really, I'd say it's mostly your fault. You shouldn't try and pin it on me. Apocalypse? Yes. You know, we had a conversation about this, say, 10 minutes ago. I vaguely recall something like that happened, but I must have imagined it. Time would only wear a purple cloak like that in some sort of daydream. Purple cloak? You guys all saw him. Just now told us there was some sort of competition to create a better timeline. Oh right, and then he said we'd all be on our own. Hooray. Last time I checked, we didn't just graduate from Strange Hill High, which means there must be a rational explanation to all of this. Well, one thing's for sure. It is my duty to create an optimal prime timeline. What's the plan? After the trivia contest, there's a problem-solving challenge. Doing solutions to avoid the apocalypse challenge. More of a who can build a bridge that supports the most weight problem-solving challenge. Apocalypse, you're going to have to be more specific. Specific? You know exactly what the apocalypse is going to be like. Bees, the return of the dinosaurs? Like this. Haven't read that, have you? Do you even know the meaning of privacy? Listen, Ed, I'm sorry to have to force you into this, but it was the only outcome I could get her to agree to. You have to understand the importance of my reputation in this industry. Can you believe this? Edmund, what was that all about? The nerve of him. He thinks he can thrust onto me his own responsibilities. I don't want a sister, and I definitely don't want a daughter. Well, one thing's for sure, it is my duty to create an optimal prime timeline. I forgot to go to the hospital. Philip, don't kill anyone in Europe, okay? Well, one thing's for sure. It is my duty to create the optimal prime timeline. Okay, listen up. I don't want this impending dystopia any more than you guys do. I don't want to have to kill you. Actually, that's a good point. If I kill you guys now, my crazy future self won't be able to. Though I really wouldn't expect that to have a better outcome. I do like being alive. Work. Edmund, go to the hospital. Your father has some important news for you that I feel will be more appropriately explained in person rather than over the phone. And Philip, at this rate, you're destined to win a trivia contest. I'm no longer certain that's a good idea. Better tell me, has your future self killed anyone? I sure hope not. It hasn't happened yet, so just tell me, so we can avoid the repercussions. How am I supposed to remember the future? Okay, listen, I think it's best we all keep an eye on someone. Keep them honest, stop them from doing something stupid. Okay, Helena, your focus is Edmund. Edmund, make sure Philip stays sane. Philip, yours is Madeline. I trust you to keep me in line. As for me, I'll be looking after Alden, who of course must look after Helena. I believe that will be the best arrangement. Alden, no signs, okay? Philip, you go with Edmund to the hospital to be screened for brain tumours every fortnight until they find one and get rid of it. Wouldn't that require too much exposure to radiation, or at least... Oh, isn't it beautiful, the splitting of a timeline? The sad thing really is that they all genuinely believe they can make a difference. But I couldn't bear to break the news that they've already had their miracle. The prime timeline was broken. The moment I shifted the continuum to let a young girl's weak, wayward throw of a hammer save a small boy's life. The moment the freezing of time prevented total organ destruction and thus avoided Romeo and Juliet. Break of time and space, and even though the universe needed their destruction, anything to avoid the apocalypse. And you thank me with the continuance of your mundane lives? I'm pressing fast forward until we reach an interesting turn in events. Now what's this? I've written everything down, all my memories of the future, as a musical, sort of, because that makes it a little bit more enjoyable. So all we have to do is none of this stuff, and we'll be fine, I hope. Just so you know, Ed, you have now created infinite realities. How exactly? Character writes a musical, presumably your character within that musical also writes a musical, and... Okay, I guess that part's not really necessary. The real question is whether writing a musical about future events will contribute to the occurrence of the apocalypse. Well, this is doing my head in. Let's see what's on another channel. Within a reality, within a reality, within a reality, within a reality, within a reality. I have all the cards. Because from your perspective, it may look as though I'm falling, but the reality is that you're the one holding on for dear life. Hold on, what's this? I'd better rewind. You had one job, cure your brother before you had to freeze him. You're wrong. I've been paying close attention to your description of the apocalypse and have formulated a hypothesis as to how exactly it occurred. I couldn't understand why you insisted continually on blaming me, on making certain I followed all your rules. I gave you the key to destroy the world. You chose me because you needed me. You want the apocalypse. It may be the realization of your worst nightmares, but knowing that you'll finally achieve everything you ever wanted is the only thing keeping you happy. You aren't motivated to avoid the apocalypse. Millions will die, but it's not personal. You couldn't be more indifferent. The only point you're willing to change is the death of your friends. You and only you know why you killed the only people you truly cared about. You destroyed the world to prove you were serious. You destroyed your friends because you had no other option. You wanted them to leave the world still believing you were good. That's the why of it. The how is a little more complicated. You're being too specific about the wrong things, or too general, telling me not to do science. Now, there was no way freezing Philip would have irreversible consequences, but creating a supervirus, that certainly would. And my experimentation to eliminate pests without the use of pesticides and other chemical-based defenses focused on replacing these outdated, possibly unsafe products with revolutionary biological warfare. But my mind was set upon the wonder and power of a virus, microscopic yet capable of destroying populations. But I had no intention of becoming an evil mastermind. Instead, I thought of the abuse my brother had suffered at the hand of his previous father, and how I could use a virus to fix people at an emotional level. Reduce to mindless aggression, senseless violence, any emotion extreme, which in the long term would have a significant impact on a person's well-being. If I could target the parts of the brain responsible, I could remotely cure these disheveled beings. The theories behind chemistry may be my greatest satisfaction in life, but in practice, in the hands of uncaring corporations, we are the slaves. The truth is, chemistry has unnerved me since the day I watched Edmund on that grim theatre stage. The very thing I had felt I had mastered since receiving my results for that first exam now felt completely out of my control. I'd never come close to experiencing death before. Yet, that night I swear I saw the flash of the Grim Reaper's cloak. All I could think about was their organs were fighting to maintain equilibrium, calculating the time it would take for the chemistry of the body to destroy the biology of the body once and for all. Alright, this is the simplest solution. If I'm gone, no one can blame me for anything. Better still, I won't be responsible for what I did do, what I will do. Because it never would have happened. Because I'm not a monster. I know Cordelia is the one at fault, but I don't see how there's anything I can do to stop her directly. Indirectly, however. Okay, I've just got to put here and it'll all be over before long. I wonder what will happen. Would I just emerge with a version of myself in another timeline? That would be cool. Unlikely, though. I have to get this over with now. I'm dying anyway. I know Alvin came up with a solution in the prime timeline, but that was all implausible anyway. He needs to focus on not letting Cordelia wreck anything. He let her control him so he could save me. I can't let that happen again. As for Helena, no, I can't think about her. If I want any effect on the future, this has to happen.